Friends, welcome to the channel. This is part 3 of the analysis of 2019 MA English Entrance BHU. 60 questions तक हम दो वीडियोस में ऑलरेडी कवर कर चुके हैं and I will provide the link in description. Let us start with this question number 61. Which character in Kanthapura is like a noble cow, quiet, generous, deferent, Brahminic, a very prince? The correct answer is Murthy, option number 1. तो option number 1 Murthy इसका correct answer है. मूर्ति के बारे में कहा गया है कि he was like a cow बिकॉज बहुत ही सीधा साधा था हमारे ये कैरेक्टर मूर्ति. और इंडियन ऑथर राजा राव ने लिखा है जो कि उनका डेब्यू नॉवल है 1938 में पब्लिश हुआ था. मूर्ति जो कि एक ऐसा कैरेक्टर था जिसको लिटिल गांधी भी कहा जाता था. तो मूर्ति के बारे में कहा गया है ही हैड गॉन थ्रू लाइफ लाइक अ नोबल काउ, क्वाइट, जेनरस, सीरीन, डिफरेंट एंड ब्राह्मणिक, अ वेरी प्रिंस. और इस नॉवल का टाइटल कांथापुरा दिया गया है फ्रॉम द inspiration of a particular place, southern India, and the book follows the impact of Mahatma Gandhi and his moment to liberate India. इंडिया को आज़ाद करवाना था ब्रिटिश कॉलोनियलिज्म से, उसी के बारे में हमारी ये बुक है पूरी. और गांधी की मोमेंट को, गांधी की इंस्पिरेशंस को इस पूरे नॉवल में दिखाया गया थ्रू दैट कॉमन विलेज कांथापुरा. Question. The fictional character of Father Brown has been created by whom? The correct answer is option number 3. तो option number 3 हमारा यहाँ पर correct answer है G.K. Chesterton. Father Brown is a fictional Roman Catholic priest and amateur detective as well, who is featured in 53 short stories published between 1910 and 1936, written by English novelist G.K. Chesterton. Let us move to our next question. The next question is, R.L. Stevenson's essay Walking Tours was written as a response to the essay on Going to Journey. Who wrote this particular essay? The correct answer is William Hazlitt. William Hazlitt का essay था on Going to Journey, और इस essay के ही response में एक essay लिखा गया था. In this affectionate response to William Hazlitt's essay on Going a Journey, Scottish author Robert L. Stevenson describes the pleasure of an idle walk, कि सिर्फ walk पर चले जाना कितना pleasurable experience होता है. फायर को एंजॉय करो, ट्रिप्स को एंजॉय करो, अपनी थॉट्स को एंजॉय करो. स्टीवेंसन इज मोस्ट वेल नोन फॉर हिज नॉवल इंक्लूडिंग Kidnapped, Treasure Island, and the most famous, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Stevenson was a famous author during his life and remained an important part of literary canon. Next question. Who among the following English artists illustrated the novel Oliver Twist? Correct answer is option number 3, George Cruikshank. जॉर्ज क्रुशेंक ने ये इलिस्ट्रेट किया था ये पर्टिकुलर नॉवल ऑलिवर ट्विस्ट. इनमें पूरी 24 इलिस्ट्रेशंस थी बाय हिम. ही वाज अ ब्रिटिश कैरिकेचरिस्ट एंड अ बुक इलिस्ट्रेटर. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Who opined the Bacon's essays are good advice for Satan's kingdom? The correct answer is William Blake. ये लाइन कही थी विलियम ब्लेक ने. Good advice for Satan's kingdom. This was William Blake's opinion of essays of फ्रांसिस बेकन, जो कि 16th सेंचुरी के बहुत ही फेमस एसेज थे. एंड द फ्रेज गुड एडवाइस फॉर सेटन्स किंगडम मीन्स एडवाइस दैट रन्स कॉन्ट्ररी टू द प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ गुड मोरालिटी और एडवाइस दैट अर्जेस पीपल टू फॉलो इविल कोर्सेस. Poem of L'Allegro is which of the following? The correct answer is Penseroso. L'Allegro, which means the happy man in Italian, is invariably paired with the contrasting pastoral poem Penseroso, जिसका मतलब होता है melancholy man or sad man, which depicts a similar day spent in contemplation and thought. And this was originally published in 1645. Next question is about a figure of speech. The use of expression 10 hands for 10 workmen is an example of which of the following? The correct answer is synecdoche. Synecdoche means a part of something meant to signify the whole. जिस तरीके से यहाँ पर हमारे एग्जाम्पल में ही है 10 hands स्पेसिफाई कर रहे हैं 10 वर्कमैन को. कभी कभी जैसे व्हील्स को यूज कर लिया जाता है पूरी कार को स्पेसिफाई करने के लिए, रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए. Next question. It is about some meter. The stanza form used by Shelley in Ode to the West Wind is which of the following? The correct answer is Terzarema. टेजारिमा को यूज किया गया था इस पर्टिकुलर पोइट्री में बाय the poet Shelley. The poem Ode to West Wind consists of 5 sections, or you can say 5 cantos, जिनको टेजा रीमा में लिखा गया था. Each section consists of 4 tercets, जैसे कि इस फॉर्मेट में थे ये ABA, BC, B, CD, C and DED, and a rhyming couplet EE in the end. तो इस फॉर्मेट में ये पोएट्री लिखी गई थी, Ode to the West Wind, टेजा रीमा. Next question is about Spenserian stanza. Spenserian stanza, the last line of Spenserian stanza किस फॉर्मेट में होती है? The correct answer is iambic hexameter, जिसमें कि 12 syllables होते हैं. एडमंड स्पेंसर ने ही ये डिवाइस किया था. स्पेंसेरियन स्टेंजा सबसे पहले 1590 में फेरी क्वीन में इसको यूज किया गया था. और इसमें इस स्टेंजा में 8 लाइंस होती हैं iambic pentameter में, which is followed by single Alexandrine, a 12 syllable iambic line, and the final line typically has a break after that 3 feet, first 3 feet. Spenserian stanza consists of 9 lines, with the first 8 being iambic pentameter and the last line using Alexandrine form, that is iambic hexameter, जिसमें कि 12 syllables होते हैं और 12 syllables automatically become 6 pairs of a meter. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, मैथ्यू आर्नल्ड की थेरेसिस किसका एग्जाम्पल है इन सब में से? द करेक्ट आंसर इज एलिजी. थेरेसिस एक एलिजियाइक पोइट्री है जो कि लिखी थी मैथ्यू आर्नल्ड ने दिसंबर 1865 में अपने एक फ्रेंड को डेडिकेट करते हुए. फ्रेंड का नाम था ऑर्थर ह्यू क्लॉ, जिनकी बहुत ही टेंडर एज 42 की एज में डेथ हो गई थी 1861 में. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, हु अमंग द फॉलोइंग was not associated with pre-Raphaelite brotherhood? The correct answer is Matthew Arnold. Option number 4 is the correct answer. The pre-Raphaelite brotherhood was a group of English painters, poets and some critics which was founded in 1848. तो आप लोग years को बहुत अच्छे से याद रखिएगा. 1848 में it was founded by William Holman Hunt, and there were few other associates associated with it: John Everett Mills, D.G. Rossetti, William Michael Rossetti, William Morris and A.C. Swinburne. और हमारे इन सब ऑप्शन में से 4th ऑप्शन है जो इसके साथ एसोसिएट नहीं थे. बाकी सब कहीं ना कहीं लूजली और ऑन अ कॉन्क्रीट लेवल इस मोमेंट के साथ एसोसिएट थे. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, For whom did Keats use the phrase egotistical sublime? Correct answer option number 4, Wordsworth. Egotistical sublime का मतलब होता है एक overwhelming public assertion about a poet's self and identity, and this was a phrase coined by Keats to describe his version of Wordsworth. Next question is about a poetry again. Keats' poem La Belle Dame Sans Merci is an example of which of the following? The correct answer, ballad. La Belle Dame Sans Merci is a ballad produced by English poet John Keats in 1819, and ballad is a form of verse, often a narrative, which can be set to music. Next question, who said God is in his heaven and all is right with the world? The correct answer is Browning, Robert Browning. This means that even though the world is in chaos, दुनिया में बहुत अफरा तफरी मची हुई, बहुत तबाही है around us, we can still be at peace because of God's spirit living within us. हम सब में से हर इंसान के अंदर गॉड है. इट एक्चुअली केम फ्रॉम अ लिटिल नोन पोम कॉल्ड पिपा पासिस. तो जिस पोएट्री से ये लाइंस आई हैं उसका नाम पिपा पासिस है. ज़्यादा फेमस नहीं थी ये पोएट्री. इट इज़ रिटन बाय ब्राउनिंग, रॉबर्ट ब्राउनिंग. Next question, in his famous description, Arnold has called poetry which of the following? The correct answer, option number 3, criticism of life. According to Arnold, poetry is a criticism of life. It is also an application of ideas to life. Poetry is nothing less than the most perfect speech of man, that in which he comes nearest to being able to utter the truth. तो पोएट्री के थ्रू बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रूथ हमें पता चलता है. ट्रूथ इटसेल्फ इज अ क्रिटिसिज्म ऑफ लाइफ. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट अ स्ट्रीम ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस नरेटिव? इन सब में से स्ट्रीम ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस नरेटिव किस टेक्स्ट में नहीं है? द करेक्ट आंसर इज बेलिंडा। बेलिंडा जो कि एक 1828 का टेक्स्ट है। सिर्फ इस टेक्स्ट के अलावा बाकी सभी लिखे हुए टेक्स्ट में स्ट्रीम ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस यूज किया गया है बाय द ऑथर्स। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, which essayist wrote under the pseudonym of YY? The correct answer is Robert Lane. Robert Lane इसका correct answer है. He wrote under the pseudonym YY. Under the pseudonym YY, he contributed a weekly literary essay to the New Statesman from 1913 to 1945. Next question. द डिस्टोपियन नॉवल ब्रेव न्यू वर्ल्ड 1932 का है, जो कि वो किसके द्वारा लिखा गया था? द करेक्ट आंसर इज एल्डोस हक्सली। ब्रेव न्यू वर्ल्ड इज अ डिस्टोपियन नॉवल बाय इंग्लिश ऑथर एल्डोस हक्सली रिटन इन 1931 एंड पब्लिश्ड 1 year after, that is 1932. Next question. When did the first performance of Look Back in Anger take place? The correct answer is option number 2, 8th May 1956. Look Back in Anger is a realist play written by John Osborne, and it focuses on the life and you can say marital struggles of the intelligent and educated but disaffected young man of working class origin, Jimmy Potter, and his equally competent yet impassive upper middle class wife, Ellison, and it was first performed on 8th May 1956. Next question, which of the following work is not an allegory? तो पहले समझते हैं allegory क्या है. It is a literary device, a narrative in which a character, place or event is used to deliver a broader message about real world issues and occurrences. और इसके बहुत सारे examples हैं, जैसे कि Pilgrim Progress, Fairy Queen, Lord of the Flies, Moby Dick. Correct answer here is Deserted Village, जो कि allegory का पार्ट नहीं है. Next question. Who defines drama as a just and lively image of human nature? The correct answer, Dryden. Dryden defines drama as just and lively image of human nature, representing its passion and humors and the changes of fortune to which it is subject to for the delight and instruction of mankind. According to this definition, drama एक image है human nature की, image है न्याय की, image है इंसान की life की. By using the word just, Dryden seems to simply apply that literature imitates human actions only. Next question. What, according to Coleridge, is a chemical compound? The correct answer is fancy. In a chemical compound, the different ingredients combine to form something new. The different ingredients no longer exist as separate identities. चीजें मिक्स हो जाती है, मिक्स होने के बाद पता भी नहीं चलता क्या क्या मिक्स हुआ है अंदर. It comes as a separate identity. Coleridge uses the example of chemistry to make this assertion through speaking about how fancy and imagination carry a magnitude of differences that is similar to what a chemical compound does to a mechanical mixture. Next question. Which critic make a distinction between the referential and the emotive use of language? The correct answer, I.A. Richards. आइए देखते हैं किस तरीके से करेक्ट आंसर है. I.A. Richards was a great critic who developed a new way of reading poetry. His great contribution to literary criticism was the distinction he made between the two uses of language, the referential and the emotive. Next question is about spondy. Spondy is what? The correct answer is option number 4, 2 successive stresses syllables. A spondy is a metrical foot consisting of 2 long syllables as determined by syllable weight in classical meters, or 2, we can say, stressed syllables. A metrical foot spondy is a beat in a poetic line that consists 2 accented long or we can say stress syllable. जिस तरीके से syllables होते हैं, अगर हम डम डम वर्ड बोलते हैं तो डम डम जब हम बोलते हैं तो दोनों ही syllables हमारे stress होते हैं, contrary to द डम. द डम जब हम बोलते हैं तो ड शॉर्ट होता है और डम स्ट्रॉन्ग होता है। जब हम डम डम एक साथ बोलते हैं तो दोनों ही स्ट्रॉन्ग होते हैं। इस पैटर्न को आप बहुत अच्छे से समझ पाएंगे अगर आप मेरे कुछ वीडियोस देखें मीटर से रिलेटेड। तो इफ एनीबडी वांट्स टू अंडरस्टैंड दीज टर्म्स इन अ प्रॉपर एलैबोरेटेड मैनर, प्लीज डू मेंशन इन द कमेंट्स। आई विल प्रोवाइड द डिटेल्ड वीडियोस। Next question is from The Mayor of Casterbridge, one of the very famous novel of Thomas Hardy. What job does Farfrae offer to Henchard in Mayor of Casterbridge? The correct answer is option number 1, journeyman. Mayor of Casterbridge 1886 का एक बहुत ही famous novel है by Thomas Hardy, and one of the character Farfrae buys Henchard's old business and tries to help him by employing him as a journeyman, kind of a field officer. Next question, the epigraph of Eliot's love song of J. Alfred Prufrock is taken from which of the following? The correct answer is option number 1, Dante's Inferno. The epigraph of this poem is a 6-line quotation from Canto 27 of Inferno by Renaissance Italian poet Dante Alighieri. Next question is about Robert Frost, of which collection of poem by Robert Frost Birches was a part? The correct answer, Mountain Interval. Birches is a poem by American poet Robert Frost, and it was included in Frost's third collection of poetry, Mountain Interval, which was published in 1916. Next question, the first epistle of Pope's An Essay on Man is addressed to which of the following? The correct answer is Lord Bolingbroke. An Essay on Man is a poem published by Alexander Pope in 1733, and it was dedicated to Lord Bolingbroke. Bolingbroke was an English politician, government official, and a political philosopher. अब हम बात करते हैं लॉर्ड ऑफ द फ्लाइज की, बहुत ही एक फेमस नॉवल है। देखिए क्वेश्चन देखते हैं पहले, हु रिप्रेजेंट्स द फिगर ऑफ क्राइस्ट इन Golding's Lord of the Flies? The correct answer is option number 3, Simon. Lord of the Flies 1954 का एक नॉवल है, as I told you, written by Nobel Prize winning British author William Golding, and this novel is about some children जो कि एक आइलैंड पर फंस जाते हैं और किस तरीके से वो बच्चे फिर अपने आप को गवर्न करते हैं। उन्हीं बच्चों में से एक बच्चा है जिसका नाम है सिमोन, एंड द कैरेक्टर ऑफ सिमोन इन दिस नॉवल हैज ऑफन बीन viewed as the Christ figure of the novel. If you were to examine the actions of both Simon and Jesus, you would find a number of incidents that parallel each other. Okay, let us move to question number 90. English is not really an alien language to us. It is the language of our intellectual makeup, not our emotional makeup. Which Indian English novelist makes this remark? The correct answer is Raja Rao. Though Raja Rao moved very easily between English, French, Sanskrit and his native language Kannada, he regarded English highly, and he said English is not really an alien language to us. It is the language of our intellectual makeup, not our emotional makeup. And he says this choosing to write in English and not Kannada or French or Sanskrit, the other languages he was fluent in. So Raja Rao is the right answer. We have reached to the end of this part 3. In next part we will do rest of the videos. Please share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching and best of luck for your exams.